Once we implemented Case Assist, we obviously saw a huge bump in our customer satisfaction rate. But that's not the only KPI that we track within that experience. There's a few others that also saw improvements as well. One of those is our case submission success rate. So this actually tells us whether customers, when they enter the case form, if they truly intend to create a case, are actually successful in doing so versus abandoning the experience. Our case submission success rate prior to implementing Case Assist was around 63%, which means that we had a 37% abandon rate in the experience, even after some other improvements that we had made. So clearly customers were getting frustrated with having to manually select that product and topic. That 63% case submission success rate jumped all the way to 83%, which conversely means that our abandonment rate is now under 20% at 17%. Still an opportunity, but a huge bump from where we were before, and gives us the ability to support customers to create a case if they need to. The second key KPI that really jumped out to us is our reroute rate. So prior to implementing Coveo Case Assist, our reroute rate was trending around 12 to 15%. So pretty high. That means that for almost 1 out of every 5 cases that was submitted, it was being routed to a support engineer that then had to reroute it to another engineer on another team. This obviously adds time to case resolution, and it also means that there's more burden on part of the customer to have to regurgitate essentially the case details from one engineer to another. However, after we implemented Coveo Case Assist, we saw that 12 to 15% reroute rate dip all the way below 6%. And so what this meant is that customers were getting their case resolved the first time without having to talk to multiple engineers in the process. Last but not least, while Coveo Case Assist has been most impactful in terms of reducing our reroute rates and reducing that customer frustration as a result, it's also played a role in helping us with our self-help success rate even within the case submission form. While we don't expect a high percentage of self-help success within the form, because at this point customers are ready to submit their case, we essentially went from 0% and no self-help success to what seems like a modest 2%. That 2% actually translates to 1,600 cases that would have otherwise been submitted on a monthly basis to self-service success. While this obviously saves Salesforce some costs and allows our engineers to focus on those cases that are submitted, again, it's also faster for the customer through self-service, and depending on who you are as a customer, you gain expertise in doing so. So it's a win-win on both sides. Once we implemented Coveo Case Assist, the verbatim feedback that we received from customers was overwhelmingly positive. Words such as simple, intuitive, easy to use, fast were really coming through in our CSAT survey feedback, and some of my favorites were a direct result of the Coveo Case Assist functionality. For instance, we had customers saying, "It's great that I no longer have arbitrary buckets to choose from in terms of what my issue is about." Or, "This experience used to be terrible. There were too many screens, too many options, and now it's simplified for me to be able to submit my case." In addition to the scores that we received through CSAT, as well as the implicit KPIs that we track across the experience, hearing this feedback directly from customers has been a boon for us to continue working on this experience and delivering more improvements over time for customers.